Shocking news. The real reason why Kamala Harris lost the 2024 presidential election. But before we get started with this demonstration, let me read my copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. What that means is that everything that you hear in this demonstration is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Everything that you hear in this video that I call a demonstration is only the opinions of mine and others. Everything that you hear in this demonstration is only allegedly. Salute to the replay gang. Salute to everybody that's watching from the clouds. Salute to all of my moderators. Salute to my angels, my troublemakers. Salute to you, him, and her. Salute to the whole rock squad. The chat is jumping fast. I will get around to saluting individually. Just give me a minute. First, I want to give a congratulations to Donald Trump. He's the winner. So a big shout out to Donald Trump for winning the 2024 presidential election. I also want to give a shout out to Kamala Harris. She ran against Donald Trump. Unfortunately, she lost, but in my opinion, she done a good job. She done a good job. Now, in my opinion, it wasn't her fault why she lost. And I'll get into that later on in this demonstration. It wasn't her fault why she lost. Well, we know that she belongs to a party. She belongs to the Democratic Party. All right? Keep that in mind. As I said, I'll get into why it wasn't her fault, but just keep that in the back of your mind. She belongs to a party, and that party is the Democrat Party. Now, you all want to know the reason behind her losing. And I'm going to get to that in a moment. But let's just be honorable and pay respect to Kamala Harris, and let's just let her give her speech. I'm going to take it to her speech. And like I said, it was a tight race. It was a tight race. And me personally, I did think Donald Trump was going to win. I really thought he was going to win. But once those polls started coming out early, I was like, whoa, this is not looking good at all. But let's just check out her speech, y'all. And I'll come back and I'll give my commentary and I'll go deeper into why she lost.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you all. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. So let me say, and I love you back. And I love you back. So let me say, my heart is full today. My heart is full today, full of gratitude for the trust you have placed in me, full of love for our country, and full of resolve. The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for, but hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright. As long as we never give up, and as long as we keep fighting. To my beloved Doug and our family, I love you so very much. To President Biden and Dr. Biden, thank you for your faith and support. To Governor Walz and the Walz family, I know your service to our nation will continue. And to my extraordinary team, to the volunteers who gave so much of themselves, to the poll workers and the local election officials, I thank you all. Look, I am so proud of the race we ran, and the way we ran it, over the 107 days of this campaign,
Let me stop it right there. In respect to her, 104 days, and this is why I feel like it wasn't her fault. They put her out there. The Democrat Party put her out there in 104 days. It just wasn't enough time. And I'm going to get deeper into some of the things that, in my opinion, really messed it up for her. But 104 days, to me, it wasn't enough time for the Democrats to throw her out there and expect her to win. All right? I see you. Marco says they had no choice. If you feel like the Democrat Party didn't have no other choice by putting Kamala out there, drop a 1. Salute Mel. Salute 80s baby. Salute Jamie. Or if you disagree, drop a 2. If you agree with Marco, drop a 1. They had no choice. If you disagree, drop a 2. Salute Brother Nazir. And I see everybody down there in the chat. Salute Jacqueline.
We have been intentional about building community and building coalitions, bringing people together from every walk of life and background, united by love of country with enthusiasm and joy in our fight for America's future. And we did it with the knowledge that we all have so much more in common than what separates us. Now, I know folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we must accept the results of this election. Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition.
All right, let me just come to that. Salute, y'all, salute. And also, another question that I want to throw out there to you all. Now, this is going to be a separate demonstration that I'm going to do. But now Mel brought this question to my attention. Did the people actually vote for Vance, the vice president, instead of Trump? Meaning Vance being younger and Vance becomes the vice president, Trump may not make or last the whole 4 years in office. That would then bring in J.D. Vance, and he would take over the White House. So, as I stated before, it's going to be a separate demonstration on that, but we could get started on this demonstration. We could chop it up. What are y'all thoughts? Do y'all think that the majority of the voters that voted for Trump was really voting for Vance? Drop a 1 if y'all can hear me now. Drop a 1 if y'all can hear me now. Hackman says they will try to delete him again. Stetson says JD is the GOAT. Walls is just a weird guy. Marco says your audio cut out. Drop a one. Okay, y'all can hear me now. All right, let's get back into it, y'all. Let's get back.
And that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power. A fundamental principle of American democracy is that when we lose an election, we accept the results. That principle, as much as any other, distinguishes democracy from monarchy or tyranny. And anyone who seeks the public trust must honor it. At the same time, in our nation, we owe loyalty not to a president or a party, but to the Constitution of the United States. And loyalty to our conscience and to our God. My allegiance to all three is why I am here to say, while I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign. The fight.
Stetson says, to be honest, most middle voters went to the ballot with the feeling of no other choice under Trump. We flourished on paper in every single margin. Harris has had 4 years and done effectively nothing. Drop a one if y'all agree with Stetson. How many of y'all agree with Stetson? Stetson says, to be honest, most middle voters went to the ballot with the feeling of no other choice under Trump. Under Trump, we flourish on paper in every single margin. Harris has had 4 years and done effectively nothing. What are y'all thoughts? Mel says J.D. Vance will usher in a younger Republican Party. They see that the Democratic Party is getting younger and they must match in order to share some ideas across the aisle. Esther says, a one, you not lying. How do y'all feel about Mel? How do y'all feel about Miss Sunny Florida comment about JD will usher in a younger Republican Party? Come on, chat. Let's talk, y'all. Let's talk. Get to know your neighbor. We're going to be here for a minute. Talk to your neighbor. Let's chop it up, y'all.
The fight for freedom, for opportunity, for fairness, and the dignity of all people. A fight for the ideals at the heart of our nation, the ideals that reflect America at our best. That is a fight I will never give up. I will never give up the fight for a future where Americans can pursue their dreams, ambitions, and aspirations, where the women of America have the freedom to make decisions about their own body and not have their government telling them what to do. We will never give up the fight to protect our schools and our streets from gun violence.
How do y'all feel about that? I see my man checking in from Trinidad. Salute, Sean Campbell. I see my man Sean Campbell checking in from Trinidad. Sean Campbell says, I'm devastated. Marco says, my grandpa fought them. He got a Purple Heart. I've never been angrier than being called a Nazi by Biden.
And America, we will never give up the fight for our democracy, for the rule of law, for equal justice.
How many of y'all agree with Mel? Miss Sunny Florida says, you never hear about the VP of any president. People are getting confused. She is not the president, Biden is. How many of y'all agree with Miss Sunny Florida, Mel?
And for the sacred idea that every one of us, no matter who we are or where we start out, has certain fundamental rights and freedoms that must be respected and upheld. And we will continue to wage this fight in the voting booth, in the courts, and in the public square. And we will also wage it in quieter ways, in how we live our lives, by treating one another with kindness and respect, by looking in the face of a stranger and seeing a neighbor, by always using our strength to lift people up, to fight for the dignity that all people deserve. The fight for our freedom will take hard work, but like I always say, we like hard work. Hard work is good work. Hard work can be joyful work. And the fight for our country is always worth it. It is always worth it. To the young people who are watching, it is, I love you. To the young people who are watching, it is okay to feel sad and disappointed, but please know it's going to be okay. On the campaign, I would often say, when we fight, we win. But here's the thing. Sometimes the fight takes a while. That doesn't mean we won't win. That doesn't mean we won't win. The important thing is don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Don't ever stop trying to make the world a better place. You have power. You have power. And don't you ever listen when anyone tells you something is impossible because it has never been done before.
That's true. That's true. And that not only applies to young people, it applies to middle age as well as old people. That's true what she said. Don't never let nobody tell you that something is impossible. To me, that applies to all people. But I agree with her. I agree with her. So young people out there, never let nobody tell you you can't achieve nothing.
You have the capacity to do extraordinary good in the world. And so to everyone who is watching, do not despair. This is not a time to throw up our hands. This is a time to roll up our sleeves. This is a time to organize, to mobilize, and to stay engaged for the sake of freedom and justice and the future that we all know we can build together.
And you know what? I agree with her. And I want all Kamala supporters as well as Trump supporters to hear me out. You heard what she said. She said it's time for us to organize. And this is what I've been saying, and I'm sure most of y'all have been saying the same thing. But this is what I've been saying for the longest time. The president, regardless who it is as the president, they can only do but so much. We all know that whatever bill, anything that the president comes up with, that bill got to go to the House of Congress. And even in that, if the House passes that bill, it's so much that's going on in this country today. It's so many issues that we are fighting. One person, one president, one administration cannot do it all. So I challenge you all to make your communities better. First, make your family, make your household better. All right? Do what you got to do to make your household better. Then focus on your community. See, these are the things that we are forgetting. We are forgetting that it takes a village to raise one child. So Trump, in his defense, Trump cannot fix all of these problems that America is faced with. If Kamala would have won, she couldn't fix all of the problems that America is faced with. As Mel says, and as many of y'all said, local. A lot of it starts with the local elections. And even still, the politicians, the judges, the attorneys, and all of them, they can only do but so much. We have to get back to that mentality. It takes a village to raise one child. That's the problem solving of the majority of our problems. Because if we are a unit, if we are moving as a unit, that's going to force the politicians. That's going to force those that are in power, right? If I'm wrong, somebody correct me. A young brother today, I think he's in here, Stetson. If you're Stetson, just drop a 2 to let me know if it's you. But a young brother, a Caucasian brother at that, 19 years old, told me today, the power is in the people. I'm 52 years old. I've always known that the power is in the people. But to hear a young 19-year-old, I'm going to say kid, but to hear a young guy tell that to me, and me and him had an excellent conversation about politics, but a young man, 19 years old, told me the power is in the people. And this is what I've been stressing for the longest time. Now that Trump is the president, we can't change that. What are you going to do to uplift your family? What are you going to do to uplift your community? Now, Kamala, these are some of the reasons why Kamala lost this election. And I said it before. I said, if she goes in this, if she focuses on Trump, if she plays Trump's game, she's going to lose. And shout out to Aunt Esther, because Aunt Esther said that Trump was going to win. Shout out to Aunt Esther. But I said it, if Kamala, if she plays Trump's game, she's going to lose. This is one thing that we all have to understand, all right? Trump is Trump. You can't get around who Trump is, all right? Now, before Kamala cast the vote for her to be running as the candidate, it was Trump versus Biden. Biden looked it bad. He looked it bad. So it was a no-brainer. Either you vote for Trump or you just didn't vote at all. So Trump was winning. He was winning, and he was winning by a long slide. Trump was getting the majority of the voters. So now Kamala comes in. Kamala had a difficult task ahead of her. That's why I said it's not her fault. It's really not her fault. She had a difficult task in front of her. She had to clean up some of Biden's mess, and she had to win the majority of those votes from Trump, because Trump was winning like this. Right? He was winning. He was up here. Biden was way down here. So now Kamala comes in. Kamala comes in. She had a difficult task. Shout out to Kamala, because she had a difficult task. She had to come in and she had to fix Biden's issues. She had that task of getting the majority of the votes that Trump had. All right, that's part one. Let me get back to Kamala, and I'm going to come back with part two.
Look, many of you know I started out as a prosecutor, and throughout my career, I saw people at some of the worst times in their lives. People who had suffered great harm and great pain, and yet found within themselves the strength and the courage and the resolve to take the stand, to take a stand. to fight for justice, to fight for themselves, to fight for others. So let their courage be our inspiration. Let their determination be our charge. And I'll close with this. There's an adage an historian once called a law of history, true of every society across the ages. The adage is, only when it is dark enough can you see the stars. I know many people feel like we are entering a dark time, but for the benefit of us all, I hope that is not the case. But here's the thing, America, if it is, let us fill the sky with the light of a brilliant, brilliant billion of stars. The light of optimism, of faith, of truth, and service. H.U. And may that work guide us, even in the face of setbacks, toward the extraordinary promise of the United States of America. I thank you all. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America. I thank you all.
Now, another thing where she messed up at was the project, the Harris Opportunity Agenda. All right? Then let's look at it like this. Salute to the chat. I see everybody down there. Now, look at all the celebrities that she had campaigning for her. Look at all the celebrities that she was bringing on stage, right? Notice, with all of the police brutality that's going on in America, with all of these mothers and fathers that lost their sons and their daughters to police brutality, she could have had the family of Breonna Taylor, right? She could have had the family of Shanquella Robinson. She could have had the family of George Floyd. See, they got it twisted, and many people got it twisted. Many people believe that they could get the black celebrities and the black entertainers. Remember, Malcolm X, and this was back in the 50s and the 60s. Malcolm X was saying the same things that I'm saying to y'all. Malcolm X was saying this 60-something years ago. They bring the celebrities. They put the celebrities on Front Street and had the celebrities speak for us. But the celebrities are brought. And this is what we all know. Beyonce and them, they brought. They puppets. We all know that. Why does celebrities never come around with when the real issues that are going on in our community, why we don't never see the celebrities? It's real issues that's going on in our community. That's one thing that Kamala failed to bring to her campaign. We out here and we are hurting. We out here and we are dying. And we've been dying for years. We've been dying at the hands of police brutality for years, hundreds of years, ever since the police department was established. If I'm wrong, somebody can correct me, but police department started as to catch the runaway slaves. So it was none of that in her campaign. She had the Cardi B's and she had all this show. It was a show. It was just a big show. And the real people, she lost the real people. The black men. Now, I got to be careful when I speak on this because y'all know that I'm refraining from using profanity. So I got to be careful because y'all know I'll get on one quick and I'll start cussing up a storm. So I got to be careful with my choices of words. But when it comes to black men, that was the biggest insult that the Democratic Party, because it wasn't just Kamala, it was Obama as well. Obama is the one that kicked it off, right? He's the one that kicked it off when he tried to call out black men. And he was dead wrong. Y'all got to stop feeling like women can't lead. Black men don't feel that way. Black men knows that women can lead. We don't have a problem with women leading. That's a stereotype. Here's my thing to the Democrat Party. Why send that kind of message to black men, right? That was a black eye in the game, especially for me. Now, I can't speak for all the other black men out there, but for me, that was a black eye because I'm a black man. I'm a melanated man. I'm 52 years old. And the discrimination that I've witnessed, the stereotypes that I've witnessed, it's always the black man's fault. Always. Then they even went as far, they went as far as pushing the narrative that black men don't support black women. Black men never supported black women. That's BS. Black men has always supported black women that are doing. Notice every time I get to dropping jewels, my audio jack up. Every time I get to dropping jewels. But let me get back. Black men, we ain't supporting no woman. I wouldn't care if they were white, Puerto Rican, green, yellow. We ain't supporting no woman that's for the BS. And y'all got to stop pushing that narrative about black men. Every time something goes wrong, every time it's an issue, we all get blamed. Well, black men, if they support the black women, well, if the black women supported the black men, see, this how twisted black women got it. Black women will expect black men to support the black women that's doing BS. In return, black women won't support that black man that's living a righteous life. Black women won't support that brother that works, maybe working in McDonald's or maybe just working a regular 9 to 5. Black women will skip over that black man and go to the black man that's hanging on a corner with his pants hanging down, who ain't got nothing going on for himself. And then the first thing black women gonna do is they're gonna say, all black men ain't ish. Nah, sister, nah. The black men that you be choosing ain't ish. That's how Kamala fell out of touch with a lot of black men. And if y'all notice, she needed the black men's vote. That's why she came up with the Harris opportunity agenda. Peep game now. Peep game. If I'm lying, somebody correct me. If I'm lying, that's why she came up with that Harris opportunity agenda to get our vote. She went wrong when she did that. She went wrong. And I hope y'all Democrats understand. I hope y'all understand. Another thing where she went wrong, she was always focusing on Donald Trump. Every time a question was asked, who did she resort to? Donald Trump. Same way in this chat. If I mention anything about Kamala Harris, the Kamala Harris supporters will say, but what about Trump? What about Trump? And what I tell y'all, I said it's not about Trump. That's another reason how she lost. because when she should have been making it about herself and what she was going to do, she made it about Trump. Hackman says, I noticed the same thing. And see, and I told y'all, I said, I don't want to hear no more about Trump. Tell me what you're going to do. See, with Trump, Trump can get away with that stuff because that's Trump. He's already established. You got to understand the 4 years that he was in office, whether you like the man or not, the 4 years that he was in office, the man got work done. I know his big ass mouth. I be wanting to say, shut up. However, he proved the 4 years that he was in office, he got work done. Kamala hasn't proved that she got work done. All right. I agree. The 4 years she was in office, she was vice president. I agree with you all that say she was the vice president and she couldn't do but so much. I'll give y'all that. But the point that I'm stressing is that she has never done a 4-year term where she showed what she could do. Trump, however, he has done 4 years. And he showed what he can do in office. Listen to the Trump supporters. Listen to me. I'm not a Trump supporter. Listen to me, though. Listen to the Trump supporters and listen to what we are telling y'all. We're telling y'all 4 years with Trump in office, he left behind a track record. Some of y'all say, nah, Shank, he took over what Obama started. Not all of it. Some of it I agree, but not all. You got to give that man his flowers. It's the same way with Biden. As much as I'm against Biden, Biden did get some work done. But you cannot keep holding on to the mind frame that Trump didn't do anything. I see y'all down there in the chat. I got to stay focused because if I entertain the chat, I'm going to lose focus. I see y'all down there in the chat. I will come down there to the chat. Salute to the chat. And with Trump, I'll say it again. Trump already had a track record. So Trump can say whatever he wanted to say. Listen to the Trump supporters. In the demonstration, remember? And I was telling y'all, I said, look, I said, Trump character, I got a problem with his character. The Trump supporters was telling me, Shank, we ain't worrying about his character. Trump got this done. He got that done. That's why I love this being a opinionated platform because I'm able to get from both sides. But the Trump supporters was telling us they wasn't concerned about his character. They weren't concerned about what comes out of his mouth. They were only concerned with the work that he put in. And no matter where you're at, it all boils down to that work that you put in. For all my street fellas, for everybody that grew up in the streets, if so-and-so could put in work, so-and-so gonna ride. Same way on any 9 to 5. If this is a good employer, a good employee, if they can really work, they're going to bypass the majority of the things that come with that hardworking woman or man. That's no matter where you at. In sports, Dennis Rodman. Y'all remember Dennis Rodman? Y'all remember Draymond Green? Draymond Green is a beast out there on the court. That's how he's able to still play for the Golden State Warriors. So it's the same way with Trump. They're focusing on the work that he has put in. Kamala, on the other end, she didn't put in no work. She didn't. And like I said, in her defense, she only had 104 days to work with. So I'm going to give her that. She only had 104 days to work with. But like I said, for me, when they started this whole blaming the black man, nah, y'all ain't gonna blame us. Y'all ain't gonna put this blame on us. And that's something that I hope y'all stop doing. I hope y'all stop blaming black men, even when we're the victim. Have y'all ever noticed a black man is a victim? He still get blamed. Y'all ever noticed that? Even when a black man wasn't even there, he get blamed. Do y'all realize how many white women cried out that a black man done something to them and they went and locked up a black man? Black man wasn't even there. Y'all remember the cases when the white woman drove her kids into the river or something like that and blamed it on the black man? Do y'all realize our frustration? And y'all wonder why we are frustrated? Because we get blamed for everything. Somebody always trying to blame us. The Democratic Party. And if you ask anybody that knows about politics, if you ask the Republican, even if you ask the Democrat side, they're going to tell you the Democrat Party is a plantation for black people. Am I lying? Am I lying? The Democrat Party was started by the KKK. Am I lying? And then if I'm lying or if I'm giving out misinformation, somebody correct me. Y'all correct me. It's not so much of us holding Kamala for something Obama said. Obama is a part of that Democratic Party. It's the same way with Trump. Y'all held Trump accountable for what that comedian said about the Puerto Ricans. See, it's the same thing. Didn't they hold Trump accountable for that comedian that made that joke about the Puerto Ricans? So why we can't hold Kamala accountable for what Obama said? Democrats, y'all just gotta sit back, peep game, and come back next time with a better strategy. Black people have been on to you. We've been on to the Democratic Party. We've been on to the Democratic Party. It ain't nothing new. Now, is the Republican Party any better? To a certain degree. To a certain degree. They are. They are. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Under Trump's administration, more work got done, not just for black Americans, but more work got done under Trump's administration than Biden's administration. And that administration is what Kamala comes out of. She comes out of that Biden's administration. And it's no shade to her. You got to blame that party. You got to blame the Democrat Party. All right? Once again, I see y'all down there in the chat. Salute, Lucky. I see y'all. Erlene says, when Trump hand you a what to you after voting him, keep staying on your platform talking about it. I mean, no matter how you look at it, regardless of what you might say about Trump, at least I know where Trump coming from. I can tell y'all that much. At least I know he stand on business. At least I know he ain't trying to sell me no dream. Kamala tried to sell me a dream. Kamala tried to sell all of us a dream. I just don't understand why you just don't get it. Erlene says Trump took credit that was Democrat credit coming up with. I mean, once again, you can't just keep saying Trump is took from the Democrat, and it was the Democrat Party that did this. And come on, y'all. Come on. Come on. Y'all not gonna convince me that Trump didn't do no work. Lucky says, Erlene, that's fair. James says, males and females sports really make sense. I mean, come on. But that's what Kamala was pushing for. Hackman says, open borders did damage to this country. Come on, y'all. James and Hackman, they on it. Come on, y'all. Yeah. See, I gotta be careful because I don't want to get on one. And I gotta be careful with my choice of words. I have to be real careful with my choice of words. But like James said, males playing female sports, like Hackman says, open borders did damage to this country. Latoya, I see you, Latoya. Latoya says, I'd rather take the nasty truth than a beautiful lie. And that's facts. That's facts. Give me the nasty truth. Do not dress it up with no beautiful lie. Hackman says, take it easy, Shane. That's why I had to catch myself. And that's why I said, let me do this differently. Memphis native says, I'm not a Trump supporter, but the reality is that the cost of everything wasn't sky high. Plus, he gave 2 stimulus checks. I don't care about this side, that side. I care about who cares about the people. I'm with you on that.
For Donald Trump, but realistically, we can say that Kamala Harris, the vice president, has no viable path to 270 in terms of electoral college votes at this point. Let's take a look at where things stand in those battleground states. We're going to start with Pennsylvania, which really was key to the statement I made a moment ago that Kamala Harris does not have a path anymore. It was when we called Pennsylvania that became true. 97% in, the projected winner, Donald Trump. Georgia, also in the column of Donald Trump, with 50% of the vote versus her 48, with 99% of the vote in. North Carolina, the Tar Heel state, Mr. Trump wins there as well, with 97% of the vote in. Now, to those we have not called yet, Michigan.
Now, those were 3 major states that he won. 3 major states that he won.
Which really was key to the statement I made a moment ago that Kamala Harris does not have a path anymore. It was when we called Pennsylvania that became true.
So Pennsylvania, Georgia, and North Carolina, those were the swing states. Am I correct? Aren't those 3 states part of the swing states?
57% in, the projected winner, Donald Trump. Georgia, also in the column of Donald Trump, with 50% of the vote versus her 48, with 99% of the vote in. North Carolina, the Tar Heel state, Mr. Trump wins there as well, with 97% of the vote in. Now, to those we have not called yet, Michigan, the race there, too close to call. And now we have a projection to make in Wisconsin.
So he got them 3 swing states: Pennsylvania, Georgia, North Carolina. Let me jump to the chat, y'all. I'll take some comments. Salute, Sharon. Salute, Sharon. Truth be told says Trump against the gay agenda. He got my vote. Ron G says, I'm happy for the country. We're finally going to get back on track. James says they worry about his felonies, but willing to give sex changes to criminals. Shaking my head. That's facts. Erlene says, I got beautiful work done on my house because the border was open for a reasonable cause. Esther says, yup. Ron G says 100. Hackman says, I want to see how Trump entertains. You know I can't pronounce that word, Hackman. That one bookworm says, I think America has been going downhill for a while, but I started noticing it when the press stopped pressing for answers. Salute, Sharon. Salute. Sean Campbell says, just hope warmonger Trump has self-control because China, Russia, and Iraq, they ain't playing softball. Be wise and keep safe out there, people. Appreciate that, Sean. Marco says, I'm glad I can rest easy. Now, last night, I had the worst headache in my life. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, I believe that war is necessary. I do believe that war is needed. I do. Now, will Trump get us in a war? I don't know. I don't know. So for 4 years, I'm going to be doing my homework on Trump. Now, just like I call out Kamala, I'm going to call out Trump. Now, I'm not expecting Trump to be an excellent president. I wasn't expecting Kamala to be an excellent president, you know. But I'm going to be paying close attention to him because I want to see, I want to see. Did I vote for Trump? I didn't vote for Trump or Kamala. I still haven't used my exercise to vote. I still haven't used my right to vote. I still haven't voted. I didn't vote for either Trump nor Kamala. And I'll tell y'all why I didn't vote for Kamala. I didn't vote for Kamala because of that Harris opportunity agenda and the way that Obama came for black men. I didn't vote for Trump because when those white Trump supporters attacked that black Trump supporter, hoping that Trump would speak up about that. So that's why I didn't vote for Trump. My audio is getting ready to mess up, y'all. I figured it out. I figured it out. Salute, Tommy. Salute, Tommy. I'm going to read LaToya's comment. Give me a minute. I'm going to read your comment, LaToya. All right, Marco says fair. All right, LaToya says she was talking about giving men sex change in the prison. That's crazy. If you are jailed for a crime, why are we about to pay taxes on that when it's biological women that can't even afford chemo? That's facts. That's facts. Hackman says children choosing their own genders also. All that's facts. All that's facts. Now, I believe, and this is just my belief, I believe Trump makes the better president between him and Kamala. I believe he makes a better president between him and Kamala. I do. But I would have took a chance with Kamala. I don't think Kamala could do no better than Biden. Esther says they've been doing that in prison. I don't think Kamala could have done any better than Biden. James says Obama is a real life Steven from Django. Yeah, that's Steven. Now, when it comes to would she do a better job than Trump, I don't know. But I believe that she would do a fair job. I do believe that Kamala would do a fair job. I do. Solid Witness says they thought they was going to sing and dance their way to the White House. Megan, Cardi, and Glorilla ruined her chance. And that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all go get them. You go get the celebrities. You go get Megan, Cardi B, and Glorilla. I mean, I'm just keeping it 100. They are a disgrace to black women. See, we're not peeping game. We're not peeping game. Y'all want us to vote for a black woman, right? A woman of color. However, look who reflects her. Look who she brings up at her campaign. She brings up Megan. All Megan do is sell sex. Megan lied on Tory Lanez to Gayle King. She brings up Cardi B. All Cardi B is talk about selling sex. She brought Glorilla up there. Glorilla look and sound more manly than I sound. And look, can't make this up. Still Swinging Podcast says, meaning you can't even take her serious. Erlene says, I said that in an earlier comment why Trump didn't address that incident at his rally with the black man getting attacked. And I'm like, and I said it. Trump, you need to address that. See, I give y'all the good and bad. I give you the good, bad, and ugly about both of them. I'm not going to sit up here and paint this picture that Donald Trump is this perfect president. I'm not going to sit up here and paint the perfect picture that Kamala is. I have issues with both of them. But I just still believe Trump makes a better president. Trump 4-year track record shows us he gets the job done. Still Swinging says she really thought they would inspire you to vote for her. Those people, that's what she think of us. Facts. Hackman says ratchet. Still Swinging says she brought the twerk team up there and thought they would be respected by you. That's facts. We already know what they are. You know, why not bring the mothers up there that lost their children to police brutality if you really want to make a big impact on the real black people? See, believe it or not, there are more real black people in this world than there are fake. See, she catered to those black people that are fake. And as you can see, it's more of us that's real. It's more of us that understands it than those that are fake and don't understand it. They celebrities. They brought. They already been brought. So yeah, they're going to come up there and speak good. Sean says, salute to all the real beautiful queens around the world and on the Shank Rock Show. Appreciate you, Sean. Appreciate you, Sean. Free Toy Lanes. James says, who washes collard greens in the tub? Shaking my head. She lost me. See, yeah, but do y'all see what me, along with the rest of us, are saying about how Kamala lost us? It's like, just keep it real. I mean, come on. Like I said, it's still some real ones of us that is still left. We out here. We out here. And we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We're not. Give me the alleged prejudiced white man for the president. Give me him. I see what he can do. Shank Rock, you crazy. Nah, I ain't crazy. I got good sense. I see what he can do. Y'all call him racist. Y'all call the man prejudiced. Come on. Let me ask y'all something and then I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to ask y'all something. How many prejudiced white men besides Donald Trump occupied the White House that y'all voted for? How many prejudiced white men out of the 46 presidents wasn't prejudiced? Huh? How many white prejudiced men signs your check? How many prejudiced white men clothes you wear? How many prejudiced white men's stores you go in and spend your money in? Let me guess. Donald Trump is the only prejudiced white man. Let me guess. Right? But you ain't got no problem with the other prejudiced white men. Let me guess. Now, you want me to cast my vote for Uncle Tom, right? So now we got Uncle Tom, well, not an Uncle Tom, because Uncle Tom helped the slaves. We got a sellout. We got a Sambo. So now you want me to choose between the alleged prejudiced white master, slave master on a plantation, or the alleged runaway slave. All right. Let me think. If I rock with the alleged prejudiced white man, I know to keep him at a distance. But I know if I present myself as a man to him, then I know he gonna respect me. All right. Now we got this Sambo slave over here. She got kitty cat between her legs. So off the break, I got to keep my eyes on her because I know at any given time she can use that kitty cat to manipulate me. So I got both eyes on her because she got a kitty cat. All right. So I heard about this slave right here, this house slave. I heard about her. What you hear about her, Shank? I heard she was on other plantations getting slaves that looked just like me. She was getting them whipped by master. Am I painting the picture for y'all? Am I painting the picture? She was playing these slaves on these other plantations. They was using her. They were pimping her and they was using her. So she got all these other slaves on these other plantations whipped and hung. She sent a lot of black men in California to prison. Correct me if I'm wrong. Right? Now she's over here on my plantation. I gotta think. Why? Because I'm not a bend over slave. I ain't going for certain stuff. So I definitely gotta be careful with her, right? Because one wrong move, and she had me hung from a tree getting whipped. I hope I painted the picture for y'all. I'm gonna go with Master. I'm not going with her. Look, y'all, I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Salute. Check the community walls. I believe Still Swinging Podcast want to set up a demonstration for later on. I'm not sure. Salute everybody. Just check the community walls, and I'll see y'all later.